y'all, it's Michelle from the Scattered Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. Today I am sharing with you a layout share from October. All the layouts that I did during Scrap-O-Ween 2022. I have 22 12 by 12 layouts and 4 pocket page or project life type layouts. And then I have my little October daily that I'm still working on. As of recording this, I haven't quite finished it yet, but I plan on getting it done before November ends. We'll see how that goes. But these are all of the layouts that I completed during October, and I followed along with Scrap-O-Ween, which if you haven't seen that before, it's just where each day of the week has a different theme, I guess you could say. So on Sunday, I did Kill a Kit Sunday, where I used one particular kit, and I tried to use up as much of it as I could. On Monday, I had Mysterious Monday, where I used an unknown to me Grab 5 that my younger daughter picked out for me. On Tuesday, I did Trick or Treat Tuesday, where I tried a new to me mixed media technique to decide if it was a treat or if it was a trick. Then on Wednesdays, I had Spooky Pocket Wednesdays, where I did a pocket page. On Thursday was Halloween Throwback, so I made a page from pictures from Halloween's past. On Friday was Freaky Friday, and that's when I worked on my October daily. And then on Saturday was Sketchy Saturday, where I used a sketch and we played along with 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life for her series number 10. And I have videos, process videos for all those, and I will link the playlist I have down below in case you want to go and check out any of these. So this one was the first one that I did. It's called Spooky Good Fun, and it was a sketchy Saturday. So October 1st was a Saturday this year, so that's where we started. And it was a lot of fun. I used some doilies, a little bit of mixed media, did some layering here with my die cuts, and got this really cute picture of my older daughter at the spirit store. Then for the next day was Sunday, so this is one of the layouts I did with my Kill a Kit. And I just took a picture of all the jack-o'-lanterns at Six Flags, and I'm just cut out a whole bunch of jack-o'-lanterns or actually pumpkins from the paper or one of the papers in my kit and turned them into jack-o'-lanterns. So that was a lot of fun. This one here was a Mysterious Monday. So I used the items that my daughter had picked out for me, and if I remember right, it was the spiders, these rhinestones, and I think the die cuts, and you can't really see, but there's some washi tape here, and my mixed media look is actually a stamp that she had picked out for me to use. So I got all of that in there. Oh, and I think these little rhinestones. So not these rhinestones, but these rhinestones were the ones that she had picked out for me to use. But they inspired me, so I got those in too. This one here was a Trick or Treat Tuesday, where I tried the packaging technique. And I think with practice, that will definitely be a treat. I do like the technique, so I need to use it more often, but I used it this time around to document these pictures of my younger daughter at the spirit store. And I got my colors based off of the clown's outfit there. So that was fun. Then on a Pocket Wednesday was this pocket page here. I did the beginning of week 38 from last year and got some of our decorations and the movies that my daughter went to, and the first time I had goldenrod in my yard. I was so excited to see that. I love goldenrod. It's so pretty. And then this was a Throwback Thursday, and this is a picture, or these are pictures of my husband from 1995, 4? I can't remember now, but it has been a minute. And we were dating at that time. And I used some really old Halloween items that I had. So not only were my pictures older, but so were some of my supplies. So that was a lot of fun. And then this is a sketchy Saturday layout here. And the sketch, I think, was this way with the pictures like this, but that didn't quite fit my photos, so I just turned it on its side. And then for the background, I did this washi tape. So I just took rolls or strips of washi tape and laid them down to make my background, and then put everything on top. So I've got this layout here of decorations around our house and titled it, "A Haunted Home is a Happy Home." So that's a lot of fun there. And then here again we have a Killikit Sunday, and I just did a recipe here that I have for autumn cranberry pear jam, which came out of, there's a ball canning book that has this recipe in it, and it is so good. And didn't make any this year, but next year we're gonna have to make some. And I need to probably glue that down a little bit better instead of using the tape for my little tuck spot here for the recipe. So I got a lot of my Killikit used up there. And then this was a Mysterious Monday. And again, I have some items on here that my younger daughter had picked out for me to use, like this burlap doily that's down here. And this here lace is made by a die that she had picked out, a set of dies that she had picked out. And I think the the ephemera, I think she picked out the ephemera pack and some Tim Holtz little words. So I've got those in there, and I think these pearls here, I think she had picked those out too. It's so funny because it's not been that long since I've made these pages, but I don't remember exactly what items she had picked out. So here's another Trick or Treat Tuesday, and I think the technique is a treat. I think my execution is a trick. I think the layout turned out well, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. But that's okay. I mean, we're not gonna like every single layout that we make. It's still cute, and it's done, and it's in my album, so it's wonderful. So I used some die cuts and some brads, and I've got some tulle that's got some orange glitter on it. So yeah, there's some good things in there. We just focus on those. And then here is Spooky Pocket Wednesday again, where I got another. This is the way I do my scrapping is it's mostly pocket pages with some 12 by 12s or 9 by 12s or whatever size that I decide I want to do for a particular picture or whatever. But most of it is the pocket pages. So that means that I don't have just like one layout for 1 week. Almost every week has at least 2 or 3 or 4, sometimes even more pages in them, because I just document everything that way. And so this is in the middle of a week, and I don't know what week it is. I didn't write it down as a note to myself to say. But anyways, this is part of October sometime last year. So I just got that in here, and I love how I finally got to use these little witch legs. I never ever thought when I saw those on the sticker sheet that I would ever use them, and here they are. So don't give up on your supplies. You might actually get them in a layout one day. And then here is another Throwback Thursday. I have 3 little pictures here of my girls when they were all dressed up and ready to go trick-or-treating. And I used some more older product here. It's a lot of Doodlebug. I feel like I can't use Doodlebug unless I'm using it with my kids when they were little. So obviously Doodlebug is very cute and my girls are cute, so it's a match. And I named this one Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And a lot of these layouts are also, I used the sketches from 30 Days of Sketches. Not just on Saturday, but on other days too. And that was one of them. And then this one is a Sketchy Saturday. And this sketch is made by me. So this one, it was so much fun to see all of the people who used the sketch and how they used it. And it was just really exciting to see all the different takes. And there's so much inspiration. And I'll be sure and link the playlist that Christy has of everyone who participated in 30 Days of Sketches this past time. So you can go and see all their wonderful videos and get just so much inspiration. I just thank everyone who participates and shares their layouts. It's just so wonderful. But this one is the one that I made, and I had originally put 2 pictures on my sketch, and so you could see I'm already off sketch. But that's okay. This is a picture of my older daughter at the spirit store. Of course, it's Halloween, so we have to go to the spirit store, at least 3 or 4 times. And I titled this one, If You've Got It, Hunt It. So it's so cute. I love that. And then this here is a picture and a layout that I did with my Killikit. And if you have watched my October Killikit layout share, I actually swapped out a layout. I forgot I had used this one. And there's a different layout that's in my layout share that is actually not from Killikit Sunday. I used my Killikit, but it was not on Sunday. So this one is the one I should have shown. This one is the one from the Sunday layout. And it's the one where I used up all of these paper leaves here. And I was so excited to use it. But I cheated on my kit. I knew it was going to happen because in my head, my entire stash is my kit. So if I know of something that I have that I think will work better, I'm just gonna go get it. I'm not gonna worry about it. So this is the Vicky Bouton paper. I think it's from Wildflower and Honey, I think is the name. I'm not really sure which one it is, but I just thought it went beautifully with my Killikit and this picture of my younger daughter. So here is a paper from my Killikit, and these leaves were in my Killikit, and this die cut, and there's tiny little puffy stickers here that was from the Killikit. So I did get some of it on there. And so there is that one. And I think this is the one that yes, this is the one that I was showing, because I did use my Killikit, even though it wasn't on Sunday, which, you know, that's fine. Use as much of it as you can, is the whole point. But I was talking about it and even pointing out the grab 5 items that my daughter had picked out for me, and it still didn't dawn on me that it was not a Killikit layout specifically. So this one is actually a grab 5 Mysterious Monday. And my daughter had picked this pumpkin out, and she had picked out the paper pad that these leaves that I die cut came from, and she picked out the sequins and the die set for these letters here. And I can't remember, is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think 5 is the actual leaf, the leaf die set. So I think that was the 5. Because I know I made sure that I got all 5 items in there. There was one of these, well, maybe I'll remember to point it out. There was one where I didn't get all 5 items in while I was doing the video. But right when I shut the video off, I was like, oh, I have to use this. And I stuck it on there before I took the pictures. So this one is a Trick or Treat Tuesday. And the technique I used was stencil printing. And I love it. I love how all of this in the background turned out. It's just, it looks so cool with that shimmer. And oh, I just think it is so cool. And I used my background that I made to scrapbook this screenshot that I took of Janet from RTS Scrapbooking, her Patreon account. She had done a little shout out letting people know about my Scrap-O-Ween series last year, and I was so honored and surprised. It was, what a treat that was. She is so sweet to have even mentioned I exist at all. I was just so amazed. So I took a screenshot of that and made this layout with that. And then Spooky Pocket Wednesday again. And here I just have the mess in my floor from doing Scrap-O-Ween last year. And what I was reading for spooky season and more decorations for our home. This is closer, I think, to the end of October because we were getting ready for our Halloween party. So I just went around and was taking pictures of everything just so I could remember, because I tend to not remember well. That's why I take a lot of pictures in Scrapbook so I can remember. This one here is Throwback Thursday, and I think this layout is my most favorite layout that I made this past month. I just love it. I used a sketch from 30 Days of Sketches and followed it very closely, and I just love how it turned out. And I think it has also to do with the fact that I love this picture. This is a picture of my husband and our youngest daughter and our older daughter, or our younger daughter and older daughter, at Busch Gardens way back in the day. And do not let this expression fool you. She is having an absolute ball. This is her smiling. She would smile really, really big. So it looks like she's hanging on to her dad for dear life, but she's not. She just absolutely loved it. And she was also absolutely loving it. And we just had a wonderful time. And I named it Spooky Fun. How this gentleman here was, he was on stilts with his feet and his hands. So he was on all fours on stilts. I don't know how he did that, but he was amazing. And it was just really cool to see him and the other people who were in similar attire would go around this particular part of the park, and just, it was amazing. We always had such a wonderful time at Busch Gardens during their Hallow Scream, back when the kids were really little. The company that had it then, I think, was the Anheuser-Busch company. They don't own Busch Gardens anymore, and when they sold it, the atmosphere for their Halloween festivities kind of changed, so we didn't have quite as much fun as we used to, but that's okay. Things change. And then this one is, let's see, that was Thursday, so this is Saturday. Sketchy Saturday. I was using another sketch from 30 Days of Sketches, and I'd used it for this series of pictures I took inside the Monster Plantation ride at Six Flags. And as you're coming along, the smoke fills up, or the steam, or whatever it is, fills up this area, and they have this face projected onto the steam or smoke, and it's just really cool, and you end up going through it. And I titled it The Face of Monster Plantation, and this sketch had the journaling along the outside here, and I normally don't journal on my 12 by 12 layouts because I do most of my journaling in, you know, my pocket pages. But this one, I thought it just needed it. It needed that little bit of interesting detail. So I went ahead and journaled on it, and I think it turned out great. Then I have this picture of my younger daughter at her junior fall masquerade. And this one is a Kill-A-Kit Sunday layout. So I did do right with this one because I shared this one too. But I was getting down to the scraps and little pieces and needing to use cardstock as my background because I did not really have any more 12 by 12 papers from my kit. So it was getting down to the wire. And I got a few more of those puffy stickers in there. Those things, for some reason, are so hard for me to use. And then this layout here is a Mysterious Monday layout. And I've called it Pumpkin Party. These are the jack-o'-lanterns that my brother's family carved last October, or last Halloween. And I got a picture of them. I think, I can't remember if it was before the sun went down or if I used my flash. I'm pretty sure it might be both. I don't think it was quite dark yet when I took that picture. But obviously this is the jack-o'-lanterns all lit up. And then I used, let's see, I know this here was part of her Grab 5. And these little stars here came out of a ephemera pack that she had picked out. The stamp that I did this with, she had picked out. And I can't remember. Oh, this one also came out of the ephemera pack, but I can't remember. Oh, she also picked out the black ribbon. That was the one thing I forgot that I had to stick on there really quick when I turned the video off. I can't remember what else it was. What was that? Oh, this puffy sticker. This puffy sticker came from some puffy stickers that she had put in there. So I know that was in there. So there's that one. And here's another Trick or Treat Tuesday. And I was following along with Vicki Booten, and this technique is definitely a treat. And I like my layout a lot. There's a little bit I might tweak with placement of some things because I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to do the page until I decided to use one of the sketches from 30 Days of Sketches, and I was like, oh, this goes perfectly. But I would have kind of moved some things around a little bit, I think, if I'd have planned ahead a little better. But I don't plan ahead. I just play. So we get what we get. And I do. I really like how it turned out. And it's definitely a technique that I will want to do again. And this is some pictures from us going to Buc-ee's for the very first time. I've not ever been to a Buc-ee's before, and wow, was it an experience. So I took pictures, and this t-shirt is hysterical to me. We watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation every single year, and I really wanted that t-shirt. I didn't get the t-shirt, and instead I got some cast iron cookware. So yeah, you go to Buc-ee's and you buy cast iron cookware. So there is that one. And then we've got another pocket, Spooky Pocket Wednesday, and this was the beginning of week 43, which is October 31st last year. So lots and lots of Halloween pictures. So I got pictures of us before before we went trick-or-treating, and while we were trick-or-treating, and the decorations of everyone's homes. So we had so much fun going out with the cousins. And then this one is a Throwback Thursday, and I used this 30 days of sketch for this one too. A lot of them I used the 30 days of sketches because they were all just so wonderful. And sketches really help you when you are pressed for time and doing a series where you make a video every day. You kind of get pressed for time. But it's a lot of fun, and you end up with a lot of completed pages. So this one is another picture of our girls when they were younger, ready for trick-or-treating, and while we were trick-or-treating, and the haul when we got home. And this is a corner in our neighborhood where they decorate it every single year, and I actually got to speak to the gentleman who does that. First time ever since we've been in the neighborhood, and I was really excited to finally get to meet the person behind this, because it was fun to tell him that I've had my girls' pictures made in front of it every year since we've been here. He thought that was wonderful. He's like, at least somebody enjoys it. I was like, oh yes, we do. We love it. And then this one is a Sketchy Saturday, and this was a lot of fun to do, and because I had taken all of these pictures with the Snapchat filters, and I was like, oh, how am I going to do a page on these, because I really didn't want to use up a whole pocket page on just these. So this was perfect. And the sketch was, I think, like this, and it was just this part here, so I turned it on its side and then mirrored it so I could get more pictures in. And then I called it Spooky Time in the Waiting Line, because while we were waiting to ride, I think, the Batman at Six Flags, to pass the time, I was playing around with the Snapchat filters, and even got my husband in on it, even though he just really didn't care, which, you know, why you don't see him smiling. But I guess as ghosts, you're not really supposed to be smiling. I don't know. And then this one here is a Kill-A-Kit Sunday. And you can see I'm down to scraps. I'm using for here in my clusters, and then I just had some strips of paper that I used for this, and I had a sketch that I was using, so that was really helpful. Sketches definitely are helpful when all you have is scraps, and so it's like, how do I put these, or where do I want to use them at? And a sketch can help give you kind of a framework for that. And I just love how this turned out with my younger daughter here at the Harvest Festival that we had last year. And I titled it Such a Cute Deer, and I did spell it that way on purpose because she is dear to my heart, but then she's also wearing a deer costume, and I found this little deer sticker, so it had to be used. And that was a lot of fun there. And then the very last one was a Mysterious Monday. Halloween was Monday this year, so I got to use a Grab 5 that my daughter had picked out for me for this layout, and she had picked out these really big glittery, they're not really enamel dots, but that's kind of like what they are. But she had picked those out, and she had picked out this lace here, so I used that. And then let's see, what else did she pick out? She picked out the sequins, the sequin pack that I used. And most of the time with sequins, I just use them like enamel dots, and so that's what I did here. And then again, this black here is mixed media look by using a stamp, as she had picked that out. And she picked out the black tissue paper, and I just used that to back my photo. I have a piece of vellum here and then the black tissue paper. And I can't remember what else, if that was it, of what she had picked out. And it really hasn't been that long since I made this one. But here's a picture of my husband who texted a selfie. He took a selfie while we were out trick-or-treating, and he was at home waiting for trick-or-treaters to come to our house, and he sent that to me. So I titled it "Waiting for You," because he was waiting for the trick-or-treaters. And that is all the layouts that I did, aside from my October daily, which, like I said before, I'm still working on. And when I get done with that, I will definitely do a flip through. And I think that is gonna do it. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.